Welcome back to the channel. So today I've got an unusual one. We don't usually have these on the channel. I think we've had one before, also in Storm Bay. This is the 2022 M235i Gran Coupe, whatever you want to call it. It is in the Storm Bay Metallic, which I think is one of the better grays that BMW makes. Unfortunately, it's not on a lot of cars. It's on the 2 Series Gran Coupe, as well as the X1 and the X2. Sort of a medium gray. Now the 2022 M235i is powered by the inline 4-cylinder B48 twin scroll turbo. I believe it's 305 horsepower and 332 torques. It's a pretty powerful engine, a small compact car. I think the original plan for the 2 Series Gran Coupe is supposed to be the entry level for young BMW drivers. I don't think that's actually happened. I think it tends to be more older people getting into the 2 Series Gran Coupe. And if I had to choose one, the M235 is by far the best 2 Series Gran Coupe. It's the F44 chassis. Got to drive it at the Ultimate Driving Experience. I think it was maybe 2 years ago. It's quite a fun car to drive. So it's based on, I believe, the Mini Clubman, also the 1 Series, which is not available here in the United States. That's the hatchback. It's also on the 2 Series Active Tour, which is sort of like BMW's minivan, if you will. So it rides pretty high. It is not at all related to either the previous generation 2 Series Coupe or the current generation 2 Series Coupe. It's only in name only. But I don't know, it looks kind of a little bit awkward to me. The seating position, which we'll talk about in a bit, yeah, I think it sits a little bit too high. But the shape is okay. It's just that front part, it seems a little bit too high. But let's take a tour around it. So we've got the BMW style 552M wheels with the what looks like gigantic brakes. These are 19-inch wheels. 4-piston up front, single piston floating caliper in the rear. M Sport brakes, pretty big rotors. Fills out the wheel nicely. You know, it's unusual basically for every other BMW that's not front wheel drive. Calipers are forward rather than on the rear. In the back, it's opposite, so it's facing towards the rear rather towards the front. So we've got this gurney flap in the back, spoiler if you will. Sort of CS style spoiler in the back. It's OK taillights, M235i badging in cerium gray. And here is Storm Bay Metallic, out of direct sunlight. And the other 2 Series in this family, the 228i, both in X drive and S drive. So the S drive is going to be front wheel drive. So M235 front wheel drive biased with the X drive. So it's a different feeling of driving a BMW in this car. But this is by far the most fun 2 Series Gran Coupe. Maybe damning with faint praise. But inside we got the Magma Red. This is in Dakota leather. I think it looks fantastic. And these are the special, which will be optional M Sport seats in the car. So you can see these, I think, on the X2 as well. And I think the Z4's got these seats as well. Very nice details on the Magma Red. Contrasts nicely with the Storm Bay Metallic. Got your crumb catcher there, manual of course. So let's take a look on the inside. So we've got our familiar live cockpit with our M235i logo. The other thing that you get is a heads-up display. So this is actually pretty nicely equipped. especially considering the price point. I believe for the most part, it's better equipped base style than the 330i. Obviously, the live cockpit instrument panel, kind of small as well, given the size of the car. We've got our familiar iDrive 7. So again, kind of small. Now, one thing I don't like about this screen, it's sort of tilted away from the driver. It's a little bit awkward to use if you like touch screens. Nice interior trim as well. And these trims light up as well. All right, so let's talk pricing and options on this particular vehicle. So the M235i starts at $45,500. Storm Bay metallic paint, another $1,200. The Dakota leather is actually included, so that's a nice touch, because leather is going to be pretty expensive on the 3 Series as well. So shadow line package, another $500. Premium package, $2,750. So you get the adaptive full LED lights, heated front seats, heated steering wheel, live cockpit pro, including navigation, as well as that heads-up display. So we have the M Performance package, which gets you the 552s. Those are 19-inch wheels. $600, also mirror caps in black and the extended shadowline trim. It's basically the shadowline package, I think. Weirdly. Okay. Everything else is pretty standard on this car. Panoramic moonroof, so you can actually get this as a slick top. That would save you $1,350. We have one of those eventually coming in. M Sport front seats for $750. A few accessories. Total MSRP is just a little bit over $54,000. Optional is the universal garage door opener. So this one, I don't actually think has it. So it's just the buttons here. And we've also got optional gesture control for another $200 or $300. Those aren't included. There's very few other options on the M235i. Of course, you can spec 228. I don't know why you'd want to get that one, but you can definitely spec it that way and spec it up. But I think my complaint is the seating position for the driver. There's not, let's see if I can get me in the thing. There's not a ton of headroom. I mean, it's okay, 4 fingers roughly. But I feel I'm sitting a little bit too high. Slightly lower, I think, would be perfect. All right, so we can go to the back seat and discuss, I think, the main drawback of this 2 Series Gran Coupe. So the rear door, obviously it's smaller than the front door, but I don't think it's as restrictive as the 4 Series Gran Coupe. But rear seating, I think, is going to be the problem. So I've got the driver's seat where I would normally sit. So let's see if I can fit in, discuss the problematic rear seats. So I'm wrong about that. So since I sat in the 2 Series Gran Coupe, the problem really is getting in as an adult. Leg room and knee room, it's okay. But the big problem, so I am roughly 5'11", and so I'm roughly 5'11". The problem is the headroom. It is not great. So my head is hitting the headliner here, and I am not even sitting straight up. So that's the problem with this car. So it's a nice starter car, maybe for a single person. I don't think a married couple, especially with a young child, is going to like this. Especially if you have bigger children and trying to haul people around. This is not the car to do it in. All right, so let's take one more walk around the car and try and get out of this Gran Coupe. All right, so one more time, the door opening, I take it back. It's about the same as the 4 Series Gran Coupe, meaning an adult of average size or average height or slightly above that, it is going to be painful getting in the back seat. I can't imagine getting a car seat in here given the size of the opening. But that was originally BMW's plan, was to market this to first-time young families, first-time BMW owners. I don't think it makes a lot of sense. But on the other hand, it's actually a fun car to drive. I'm talking just the M235, not the 228. But we'll take one more walk around, taking Storm Bay Metallic. We actually have an individual M235i that's taken forever. I believe it was originally supposed to be an October build. It is still waiting for production. It is currently scheduled for production, but like all things being built in Germany and even in Mexico, there are going to be some delays. So hopefully that gets here before the 23 model year shows up. It's been quite a long time. Even for this one, it took a long time. So this one just arrived, and I'm recording this early March. This was also, I believe, an October build that got delayed, then shipped here, got stop sale, and finally got cleared. So we're talking 5-6 months to get here from order. I guess that's getting more and more common, unfortunately. So if you got any BMW on order, please be patient. I know it's frustrating. You want to get that car. I would too. But there's nothing your dealer's going to be able to do about it. So please, hopefully just be understanding. The car is going to get built, and you're going to be enjoying it for hopefully a long time. That's it for this quick tour around the M235i Gran Coupe, and we'll see you at the next video.